Okay, rock stars, how's everybody doing? It's Frank Calabro Jr. here, back. We're going to be doing some another part of the series here to solo ads. This is going to be a short video, but it's going to be pretty important, very important video. We're going to talk about subject lines, and we're going to talk about copy, actually drafting up your email to run a solo ad. Let me find an example so we can pull it up here. Where in the heck is my website? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Let's pull up an example. Okay, now, we talked about on the whiteboard how subject lines, and the only purpose of a subject line, and here are some examples. The only purpose of a subject line is to get someone to open up your email, okay? So it's critical. Your subject line, it's, you know, I can't stress this enough. It's got to be, it's got to cause some curiosity. It's got to cause someone to take action. You know, you want people to open up your email, and I can't like give you like the perfect subject line and hand it to you and say, here, use this. It doesn't work like that. And because if everyone used the same subject line, it would no longer work. So what I did here is I came up with just several examples, and you can think of your own subject line, and but here's just several different examples, and I got these set up in all kinds of different ways. And then I'll show you something else here in a second. But, here's one. Oh, my goodness, the biggest free offer on the planet, open up. Okay, that's just an example. And you can see how I capitalized the first two letters. And, I did some quotation marks there. And, at the end of the email, I gave a call to action, open up, It's just one example. Shocking truth, even wussies succeed here. I mean, obviously, where's that coming from? That's coming from what? Empower, right? Empower Network people use that word. So, it's another, that could be another good opening subject line right there. You can use these, but I would suggest you come up with your own stuff, or you can use a combination of stuff, whatever you want to come up with. Okay, then I got another example there where I talk about leads and traffic. That's very powerful right there. Everybody that wants leads, everybody wants traffic. So, that's a pretty good subject line right there too. And in that example, I put my name. But if you're doing a solo ad, you may want to leave your name out because people really don't know who the email's coming from in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But I just threw that in there as an example. Okay, and then the next one here, I got the nitty-gritty, biggest free offer on the planet, open up. Actually, that particular subject line, this is really good. I got really good open rates with this. Actually, I've gotten really good open rates with all of these, and that's why they're up here as examples, because I've actually tested these subject lines. So that's a good one right there. The nitty-gritty, biggest free offer on the planet, open up. I try and stay away from the word free, though, but you can see I did use it a couple times in some of these examples. I try and stay away from that word. I think some of the spam filters don't like it, and I'm just trying to get away from the whole word free. But I did use it in this particular subject line, but I'm trying not to use that word anymore. It's a powerful word, though, but I'm personally trying not to use it anymore. I'm trying to come up with different words. All right, let's see here. My killer new video, yours eyes only. I've used that before, and it has worked. The word video is very powerful. Video is a very powerful open rate. It definitely increases open rates to have the word video in your subject line. It's actually been proven. Especially if you have an established list that you're telling your people, look, I got a new video for you guys. It definitely increases the open rates. So that may or may not be a good subject line for a solo ad. And then this one right here, of course, a lot of people have used this one, so I think it's probably getting played out. Better than 100% commissions. You can come up with some different variations of that and probably still have it be powerful. But that's just an example of another one. So there's several different examples of subject lines. And if you guys want to know, like, how do I come up with this stuff? I mean, I think of it, but I study subject lines. And let me show you what I'm talking about here real quick. I got a folder here on my desktop called Swipe File. I collect subject lines. I collect them. There's a folder right here. If I see a subject line, and if I see it, like if I get an email, I'll grab it and I'll copy it and I'll throw it in here. Or also subject lines that I have tested that have gotten really good open rates, I'll copy it and I'll throw it in here. So I also, when I'm looking for subject lines, I'll go through here and I'll look through here and come up with something. And, you know, this is a good idea. You might want to do this. Matter of fact, you definitely want to do this and start doing this. Set up a folder and start collecting subject lines. Look at really cool emails you get and look at the ones, and some of them I've actually tested, you know, the open rates. You know, these are okay, but, you know, I try and get open rates, you know, in the double digits, but, you know, it depends where you do this. But sometimes I keep track of the open rates or whatever. But anyhow, I'm just showing you some examples of some subject lines. And here's another one right here. I just got, someone just sent this to me. I thought that was pretty good. OMG, oh my goodness, I guess. Do you want results like this? Question mark. That looks like something I might want to test. So, you know, just look for subject lines. Find stuff, look in your own email box and look what jumps off the page. That's all you got to do. Come up with some cool subject lines. Okay, enough of that. Subject lines, all we want to do is get people to open up our email. Now let's get into the email itself. My computer's being crazy. Let's close that. Let's get into the email itself, the copy. This is what I call the copy, but it's the email. And this is just an example of an email that I wrote, you know, and like I said, if everybody uses this email, it's no longer going to work because they're going to be like, oh, I've already seen this. But what you can do is you can get an email. You can look at this email, print it out. You can also, and I'm going to give you some examples of emails. I'll post that kind of stuff so you guys can download it. And what you can do is you can get 2 or 3 emails or maybe 4 emails. Go to our groups, our private groups, and ask other marketers, you know, what they're using for an email to send out to Solo Ad List for PLS, to promote PLS, and get about 3 or 4 of them, and then, you know, print them out and then just, you know, lay them out, and maybe you can get some conversion rates so you know how well these emails are converting as to people that have used them. And then you could take a combination of all of them and draft an original letter and take, you know, maybe the best bullet points from each email. But here's the basic format. You know, I open up here real simple, you know, greetings entrepreneur, you know, something pretty general, you know, and then what you want to do is you want to keep your text lines short, you know. Don't give them a lot of information. I don't know how many lines we got here. Let's see here. We got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We only got 9 lines of information. Of course, some of the lines drop down. The sentences are a little bit long, but you want to keep it short and to the point. The shorter, the better. We don't want to write this crazy-ass book. And like we talked about on the whiteboard, we don't really want to do too much explaining. We don't want to really do too much selling. We just want to say enough to get somebody to do what? To click on our link, right? So we just want to say enough to get people to click on our link. Okay, we'll just read this one together real quick. A tsunami is about to hit the internet. After $1 million in development, this marketing tool is getting released to the public. This is the same platform used by Anthony Robbins, doing some name dropping there, and you can get paid to use it. We have beginners positioned to earn thousands in monthly commissions the very first day. Of course, that's going to have to be changed. This is even better than 100% commissions, which is true, and I will show you the exact blueprint to go from 6 figures. From 0 to 6 figures this year, which is what we're showing people by training people to this series of emails. It's totally free to sign up and get started. See my proof video. And then notice I'm not using a generic link. I'm not using like a PLS link. I'm using a domain that I purchased at GoDaddy. And this domain really doesn't say anything. It says googlethiswebsite.com. So it's kind of raising the curiosity factor. And if you put some crazy link in there, I would stay away from crazy links, okay? Just stay away from that stuff. And then I sign off. Godspeed is what I do, but you can put whatever you want to put, and then whatever contact information you want to close out with, okay? And there it is. That's just a basic format. So you got to get yourself write yourself a nice winning ad first, and then let me just click on that real quick so I can show you what I want to do. And you always want to send them where? To a landing page. Why? Because if you're running a solo ad, you want to get you're going to be funneling the most responsive emails from someone else's list to your list, okay? You don't want to send them directly to a sales page. You don't want to send them directly to PLS. You want to send them to a landing page that you designed. You want to get this email address. Very important, okay? Very important. So, all right, so that's what we went over. Subject lines, we went over copy, we went over the domain name, very important, and then we went over sending people to a landing page so we can collect that email address, okay? So that's the components of a solo ad. You got the subject line, we've got the copy or the email, whatever you want to call it. I call it copy. We've got our call to action right there. And we're going to send people to where? A landing page. All right, that's it. And like I said, you're going to want to put a lot of thought into this. Don't just throw something together. It's got to be something that's killer. And, you can even do a test, email it to your, whatever your contacts in, like, say, for example, your Gmail list. You can even, mail it out and do a test. If you already have a list, you can do a test before you hit a solo ad provider so that you can also see what kind of open rates you get from it. All right, that's going to be it for this training. Stay tuned for the next part in the solo ad series. Take care. God bless everybody. Thank you.